All right, let's dive deep into the roller coaster that has been the New York Yankees 2025 season so far. This year has been anything but smooth for the Bronx Bombers, with a mix of highs and lows that are stirring up intense debates among fans and analysts alike. Despite kicking off with a solid win against the Minnesota Twins, the bigger picture shows a team struggling to find its rhythm, especially given the expectations placed on them entering this season. The Yankees, historically known for their powerhouse performances and deep playoff runs, seem to be fighting an uphill battle, a battle not just on the field, but behind the scenes as well. The spotlight, of course, has turned sharply toward Aaron Boone, the manager who has been under mounting pressure since the very first pitch of 2025. Boone's tenure has never been free from controversy, but this season has cranked up the volume on calls for change, reflecting the frustration brewing among the fan base and within the clubhouse. Injuries have played their part, no doubt. They always do in a long, grueling Major League Baseball campaign, but that only tells part of the story. The bigger issue lies in inconsistent performances from key players, many of whom were expected to be pillars for the team this year. Instead, there's been a mixture of underwhelming at-bats, defensive lapses, and moments of questionable decision-making that have left fans wondering if the Yankees roster is truly living up to its potential. And when things aren't clicking on the diamond, all eyes tend to turn to the dugout. Boone, who has been the face of the team's managerial decisions, has found himself at the center of criticism more than ever. Some fans and insiders question his strategic calls, pointing back to pivotal moments, such as that infamous choice in the 2024 playoffs to hand the ball to Nestor Cortes in Game 1. That decision, which culminated in a walk-off grand slam by Freddie Freeman, seemed to shift the momentum of the entire series and still lingers as a sore point for many. It's hard to overstate how one call can ripple through a team's morale and public perception, and Boone's history of such moments has only fueled the growing chorus of "Fire Boone" chants echoing through Yankee Stadium. Yet, Boone's role is far from simple. A former player stepping into management without prior coaching experience, he was an unconventional pick when he was first hired, and his style has reflected a mix of traditional baseball instincts and the increasing reliance on data analytics. The Yankees, like many modern teams, have embraced the numbers game. Analytics have become integral to how lineups are constructed, how pitchers are managed, and how in-game strategies unfold. For Boone, that means his job isn't just about gut calls. It involves constantly balancing statistical models and expert opinions while managing a clubhouse full of personalities and expectations. This fusion of old-school baseball with cutting-edge analytics has been a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's brought innovative approaches to the Yankees' gameplay, but on the other, it has sometimes led to decisions that confuse fans or seem counterintuitive on the field. The pressure cooker environment, combined with mounting losses and underperformance, has made Boone the easy scapegoat for many, but some insiders suggest that the problems run deeper than just one man. Former Yankees player Clint Frazier recently weighed in on the situation, offering a perspective that challenges the simplistic narrative of Boone as the sole issue. Frazier argues that Boone is essentially the mouthpiece for a larger organizational structure, a system that includes the analytical team, front office decision-makers, and other behind-the-scenes figures who shape the day-to-day operations of the club. In other words, firing Boone might only scratch the surface of the Yankees' problems. If the team truly wants to change course, it might need to address a whole network of influences that extend beyond the dugout. That's a tough pill for fans and management to swallow because it means looking inward at an entire organizational philosophy, one that prioritizes numbers, data, and a certain way of managing the game, rather than just shifting blame onto a single figure. Frazier's comments open up an important conversation about how modern baseball teams operate. The Yankees, known for their rich history and legendary players, now operate in a world where technology and analytics hold unprecedented sway. While these tools offer incredible insights, they also add layers of complexity to every decision. It's a far cry from the simpler days when managers might rely more heavily on intuition, experience, or even superstition. This new era demands that managers like Boone not only handle players and tactics, but also act as intermediaries between the numbers crunchers and the players themselves. a role that requires diplomacy, trust, and a knack for translating cold data into motivating strategies. When you look back at Boone's playing days, you see a solid career, but not one filled with standout numbers or accolades. His journey into managing the Yankees was met with skepticism by some, but also hope. Hope that a former player with first-hand knowledge of the team's culture could lead the next generation to glory. Unfortunately, his managerial stint so far has been marked by more questions than answers, especially when compared to contemporaries like Rob Thomson, the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. Thomson, who was once considered a top candidate for the Yankees' managerial position back in 2018, has steadily built a reputation as a tactically savvy leader with a knack for maximizing his team's potential. His ability to navigate pressure, make bold yet calculated moves, and sustain consistent playoff appearances has drawn admiration throughout the league. Fans often speculate about what might have been if the Yankees had chosen Thomson instead of Boone. Would the team's fortunes have turned around sooner? Would they have avoided some of the controversy and frustration that has characterized the past 2 seasons? It's impossible to say for certain, but the comparisons are unavoidable. The Yankees' choice to go with Boone, who lacked coaching experience at the time, reflected a desire to bring in someone familiar with the club's internal dynamics. Yet, this gamble has led to a challenging path that has left many questioning the front office's judgment. The 2025 season, in particular, feels like a crossroads. With Aaron Judge's prime and the roster filled with talent, there is an expectation to compete at the highest level, to not just make the playoffs, but to be a dominant force in the American League East. Instead, the team finds itself trailing behind rivals like the Boston Red Sox and Toronto Blue Jays, who have caught fire and seem to be running away with the division. The urgency to spark a turnaround is palpable. Boone's communication, often criticized for being vague or filled with cliches, has done little to reassure fans or players. This same word salad, as some call it, fails to inspire confidence that the team is heading in the right direction. This growing tension raises the stakes for every game, every decision, and every player performance. It's about the entire vision for the Yankees going forward, how they blend tradition with innovation, and how they build a team capable of sustaining success in a highly competitive environment. As the season unfolds, every game feels like a test of that vision, a chance to prove whether the Yankees can rise above the challenges or continue to stumble through uncertainty. The voices of former players like Clint Frazier add a layer of insight into this ongoing saga, reminding us that what happens on the field is only part of the story. Behind the scenes, decisions, strategies, and philosophies are shaping the fate of this iconic team in ways that fans don't always see. What happens next will be crucial not just for Boone's future, but for the identity of the Yankees themselves. The pressure is on, the stakes have never been higher, and the baseball world is watching closely as the Bronx Bombers try to find their way back to dominance. As the 2025 season presses on, the scrutiny surrounding Aaron Boone intensifies with each passing game. The weight of expectation that comes with managing the New York Yankees is immense under any circumstances, but Boone's journey has been uniquely challenging. From the moment he stepped into the dugout as a rookie manager, he faced a gauntlet of criticism not only for his inexperience, but also for the decisions that, fair or not, quickly defined his legacy. This season, perhaps more than any before, has magnified those challenges. Fans and critics alike are dissecting every lineup card, every pitching change, and every strategic move, searching for signs of leadership or, conversely, evidence of faltering judgment. The landscape around the Yankees is unforgiving. While injuries have played a role in destabilizing the roster, it's clear that the struggles run deeper. Star players, some of whom were expected to carry the team, have not consistently delivered, fueling frustration and speculation about the team's direction. Boone, as the man at the helm, becomes the focal point for these concerns, but his position also highlights a broader issue within the Yankees organization: the sometimes uneasy marriage of traditional baseball management with an ever-growing reliance on analytics. The analytics department, with its detailed metrics and data-driven recommendations, has become a powerhouse in modern baseball decision-making. However, integrating this data into real-time game management is a complex task, requiring not just numerical understanding, but also emotional intelligence and leadership. Boone's ability to navigate this balance is under the microscope. The former players and fans who question Boone's approach often point to moments where analytical decisions seem to overshadow the human element of managing. Baseball, at its core, is a sport of momentum, morale, and split-second intuition, elements that can be difficult to quantify. Boone's task is to blend these aspects into a cohesive strategy, but the line between innovation and overthinking has become blurred. Beyond Boone, the clubhouse atmosphere also deserves attention. Managing a roster filled with high-profile players, each with their own personalities, expectations, and pressures, is no small feat. The Yankees culture, steeped in history and demanding excellence, places additional pressure on leadership to maintain harmony and focus. Rumors and whispers about player-manager relationships, the impact of the analytical staff, and the overall organizational direction create an undercurrent of tension that can be as challenging as the games themselves. Clint Frazier's recent comments shed light on these complexities, suggesting that Boone is, in many ways, a spokesperson for a much larger and more intricate system. If Boone is the mouthpiece, then the real story involves the entire Yankees infrastructure, from front office executives to analytics teams, all influencing the course of the franchise. Firing Boone, therefore, might only serve as a temporary fix, if even that. It raises the question, what structural changes, if any, are necessary to truly turn the Yankees' fortunes around? Reflecting on the managerial decisions of past, one cannot help but consider what might have been had the Yankees chosen Rob Thomson in 2018. Thompson's success with the Philadelphia Phillies has been impressive. Known for his calm demeanor and keen strategic mind, he quickly earned respect for his ability to manage both the technical and interpersonal sides of the game. Players have praised his leadership style, which blends clear communication with trust and accountability. Thompson's rise has made him a natural point of comparison to Boone, especially as the Yankees struggle to find consistency. There's a sense among some fans that Thomson embodies the type of leadership the Yankees need. Someone who can marry the modern demands of analytics with traditional baseball wisdom and player management. Yet, hindsight is always clearer. When the Yankees opted for Boone, they were likely considering factors beyond just tactical acumen. Boone's history as a player within the organization and his familiarity with the team's culture made him a compelling candidate, even if he lacked managerial experience. This gamble highlights the complexities of hiring decisions in professional sports, where character and fit can weigh as heavily as past accomplishments. The Yankees' current predicament underscores the inherent risks of that gamble. As Boone grapples with the pressures of his role, the team's performance continues to fluctuate, with moments of brilliance overshadowed by stretches of inconsistency. The fans' patience is wearing thin, and the media narrative grows increasingly critical. Yet, amidst this turmoil, the Yankees still possess undeniable talent. Aaron Judge, in particular, remains a force to be reckoned with. His prime years should be a period of dominance for the franchise, making this season's struggles all the more puzzling and frustrating. The question becomes whether the team around him and the leadership guiding it can coalesce into a unit capable of championship contention. This challenge extends beyond the field. The Yankees must reconcile their storied past with the realities of modern baseball. The embrace of analytics is part of that evolution, but it must be balanced with the human elements that define team dynamics and competitive spirit. Boone's role as manager is emblematic of this tension. He stands at the intersection of old and new baseball philosophies, tasked with uniting players, coaches, and analysts into a cohesive force. Whether he can rise to that occasion remains to be seen. The upcoming weeks of the season will be telling. Every decision Boone makes will be scrutinized for signs of leadership or weakness. The organization faces tough choices, not only about Boone's future, but about the broader direction of the franchise. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In the world of Major League Baseball, Nothing sparks instant debate and fevered speculation like a blockbuster trade, especially one involving promising young talents. Rumors have started swirling around a stunning and unexpected deal that could shake the very foundations of the New York Yankees roster. According to whispers within the baseball community, the Yankees may be on the verge of trading their highly touted shortstop prospect Anthony VOLPE in exchange for the dynamic infielder Bobby WITT Jr., a name that has been lighting up scouting reports and analyst chatter alike. While nothing has been confirmed officially, sources close to the situation suggest that this trade could represent a seismic shift in the Yankees' strategy, potentially signaling a move toward a younger core packed with versatile, power-hitting talent. VOLPE, known for his slick defense and steady bat, has been seen as the future cornerstone at shortstop for the Yankees, a player with the potential to become a face of the franchise. Meanwhile, WITT Jr., with his combination of speed, power, and athleticism, has been viewed as one of the most exciting young players in the game. The idea that the Yankees would consider moving VOLPE, given his high ceiling and homegrown status, has caught many by surprise and ignited heated conversations among fans and pundits about what this means for the team's long-term vision. As the rumor mill churns, the potential trade between Anthony VOLPE and Bobby WITT Jr. has raised numerous questions regarding the Yankees' approach to building their lineup and roster flexibility. VOLPE, who has already shown glimpses of major league readiness with a mature plate approach and slick fielding skills, represents a player the Yankees have heavily invested in through their development system. His quick hands, ability to make contact, and defensive range make him an attractive piece for a team looking to solidify its infield for years to come. On the other hand, WITT Jr. is widely regarded as a five-tool talent, with a powerful bat capable of driving the ball out of the park, speed to steal bases, and the defensive versatility to play multiple infield positions. The Yankees, a team often looking for the perfect blend of homegrown prospects and elite talent from outside, might be seeing this trade as an opportunity to upgrade certain aspects of their roster or shift their strategy toward a more aggressive offensive profile. The buzz around this deal also highlights a possible change in the team's management philosophy, hinting at a willingness to make bold moves that some insiders believe could be the start of a new era in the Bronx. Speculation about this trade has extended beyond just the immediate impact on the Yankees, with analysts debating what such a move would mean for the wider MLB landscape. Bobby WITT Jr. has been highly sought after by numerous teams due to his rare skill set, and the possibility of him joining a high-profile franchise like the Yankees only fuels the excitement and uncertainty around the league's off-season moves. Trading VOLPE, who has long been considered the Yankees' shortstop of the future, could send shockwaves throughout the organization's fan base and rival teams, sparking questions about who might step up in his absence and how this affects the team's chemistry and clubhouse dynamics. Meanwhile, WITT Jr.'s presence in Yankees lineup could significantly alter their offensive profile, introducing a level of power and speed combination that might challenge opposing pitchers in new ways. Rumors suggest that talks are still ongoing, and both teams are carefully weighing the benefits and risks of this potential swap, as it represents more than just a player exchange. It could reshape the trajectory of both franchises involved. The intrigue surrounding this deal has captured the imagination of fans eager to see how the Yankees will manage their prized prospects and whether this gamble pays off in the highly competitive environment of the American League East. Beyond the immediate talent exchange, there is considerable discussion around the financial and contract implications of this rumored trade. Both Anthony VOLPE and Bobby WITT Jr. are still early in their careers and controlled by their teams for several years, which makes them valuable assets not only for their on-field potential, but also for their cost control contracts. This trade could be a strategic move by the Yankees to manage their payroll flexibility, balancing between investing in star players and maintaining a competitive budget under the luxury tax threshold. WITT Jr.'s combination of upside and contractual control might align with the Yankees' long-term financial goals, allowing them to allocate resources to other areas, such as pitching or free agent acquisitions. Meanwhile, the Rangers, or whichever team is involved on the other side, might see acquiring VOLPE as a way to stabilize their infield with a player who fits their timeline and competitive window. The financial chess game behind this rumor highlights how MLB teams increasingly consider not only talent and fit, but also economic strategy when making big moves. This dimension adds another layer of complexity and speculation as fans and experts try to decipher the true motivations behind the potential trade. Ultimately, whether this deal comes to fruition or remains just an intriguing rumor, the chatter around the Yankees trading Anthony VOLPE for Bobby Witt Jr. has already created a buzz that won't die down anytime soon. It has sparked an intense debate about player development, team-building philosophies, and the delicate balance between nurturing prospects and acquiring established stars. For Yankees fans, the possibility of parting ways with VOLPE, seen by many as a symbol of the franchise's future, elicits a mix of hope and anxiety about what comes next. For followers of Bobby Witt Jr., the idea of him donning the iconic pinstripes ignites visions of an electrifying new chapter filled with power, speed, and youthful energy. As the offseason progresses, all eyes will remain on the Yankees front office, waiting to see if they make this daring move or hold steady with their prized young shortstop. Regardless of the outcome, this rumor has underscored the unpredictable and thrilling nature of baseball's offseason, where dreams, strategies, and bold gambles intertwine to shape the future of the sport. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.